There's a $3 material that recovers output. Your solar panels are silently losing every summer afternoon. Not a panel firmware update that adjusts tracking algorithms by fractions of a percent. Not a cleaning schedule that restores dust-related losses temporarily. Recovers real, measurable output. Addresses the thermal derating mechanism that causes every solar panel ever manufactured to produce significantly less power as its surface temperature rises, a loss your installer calculated into your system projection and never explained to you that reaches 20 to just 25% of rated panel output during peak summer heat hours when you need your system performing at maximum. One application of a $3 material to your rooftop surface around your panels takes 30 minutes, reduces panel operating temperature by 8 degrees Celsius during peak heat conditions. At standard panel temperature coefficients, every degree of panel temperature reduction recovers 0.4% of rated output. 4 to 8 degrees recovered means 1.6 to 3.2% output gain, permanent, requiring no maintenance, from a material that costs less than a coffee. Combined with the free airflow optimization this script explains, total recoverable output from thermal management in a typical residential installation is 6 to 12% of annual generation. Electricity. Your panels are technically capable of producing. That heat is silently stealing every summer. This thermal loss mechanism has been published in every solar panel datasheet since photovoltaic panels entered commercial production. NASA solar array engineers have designed around it since the 1960s. The IEC 6112-15 panel testing standard measures it as a mandatory certification parameter. Yet residential solar installers quote system output projections, collect installation payment, and never once explain that your panels will produce 20 to 25% less than their rated output for the hottest 6 to 8 hours of every summer day, or that passive thermal management costing $3 partially recovers that loss permanently. The residential solar industry generates $25 billion annually in the U.S. Panel upgrades, optimizer installations, system expansions, all marketed as solutions to underperforming systems. A $3 material that addresses the thermal loss mechanism. Every panel datasheet documents is not an upgrade they can bill $300 per panel for. It is a conversation they cannot afford to start. This is what installers never tell you. Welcome to Dr. Rayan Lab. Here's the number that appears on every solar panel datasheet, and that every installer reads and never explains to the homeowner signing the installation contract. It is called the temperature coefficient of power, abbreviated P-max temperature coefficient. It appears on every panel specification sheet as a negative percentage per degree Celsius on a standard monocrystalline silicon panel, the type installed on over 85% of residential rooftops. This number is typically 0.35% to 0.45% per degree Celsius. What this means in plain physics, for every degree Celsius that the panel's operating temperature rises above 25 bar Street, the standard test condition temperature at which rated wattage is measured, the panel produces 0.35 to 0.45% less power than its rated output. This is not a defect. It is a fundamental property of silicon semiconductor physics. As temperature rises, thermal energy excites electrons in the silicon lattice, increasing the rate of electron-hole recombination before charge carriers can be collected as current. The photovoltaic conversion efficiency of silicon drops measurably and predictably with every degree of temperature increase. No manufacturer, no panel technology, no price point eliminates this. It is physics. Now apply real-world numbers. A solar panel in direct summer sun does not operate at 25 miles a degree Wix. The panel absorbs solar radiation across its surface. Not just the light it converts to electricity, but the 80% it cannot convert, which becomes heat. A dark-framed panel on a typical residential rooftop in summer reaches operating temperatures of 60 to 75 degrees, depending on ambient temperature, wind speed, rooftop color, and panel mounting configuration. Take a panel operating at 65 degree Wix, conservative for a calm, hot summer afternoon. That is 40,000 above the 25 STC reference temperature. At 0.40% degree temperature coefficient, 40 0040, 16% output reduction from rated power. At 70 degree operating temperature, common on dark rooftops in still air, 45 0.40, 18% output reduction. At 75 degree, measured on poorly ventilated flat roof installations in hot climates, 50 x 0.40 will deliver 20% output reduction. This loss happens every hot afternoon. It happens during the peak solar generation hours, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., when irradiance is highest and panel temperature is also highest. Your system is producing maximum irradiance and minimum conversion efficiency simultaneously every summer day by the laws of physics your installer never mentioned. The recovery mechanism is thermal. Reduced panel operating temperature and conversion efficiency improves proportionally. Three factors determine panel operating temperature that can be influenced after installation. First, rooftop surface temperature beneath the panels. Dark roofing membrane absorbs solar radiation and radiates heat upward, elevating the temperature of the air layer beneath the panels and reducing convective cooling efficiency. Light-colored or reflective roofing surface beneath and around panels reduces this thermal loading. Second, airflow beneath panels. Panels mounted flush against the roof with minimal gap have no convective cooling from air circulation beneath them. Panels mounted with 10-15 centimeter clearance allow natural convection to carry heat away continuously. Third, reflected irradiance contribution. Light-colored surfaces around panels reflect additional diffuse irradiance onto panel surfaces, a secondary benefit documented in albedo studies of rooftop solar installations. The $3 material addresses the first factor. White masonry paint or white elastomeric roof coating applied to accessible rooftop surface around and between panel rows reduces surface temperature of the roof area, radiating heat toward your panels. Published research in Solar Energy Journal documents 8 panel operating temperature reduction from light-colored rooftop surface treatment in comparable installations, 4 to 8 degrees. At Johnson to 0.40% C, 1.6 to 3.2% output recovery, permanent, from $3 of white paint. The temperature coefficient of solar panel power output is not newly discovered science. It has been documented, measured, and published since silicon photovoltaic cells entered practical application in the 1950s. NASA Technical Memorandum, NASA TMX 1076, published in 1965, documenting silicon solar cell performance characteristics for spacecraft applications. Recorded temperature coefficient measurements for silicon photovoltaic cells. Silicon solar cell maximum power output decreases linearly with increasing cell temperature at a rate of approximately 0.4 on a real 0.5% per degree Celsius above the 25 degrees Celsius reference condition. Thermal management of solar array operating temperature is therefore a primary design consideration for maximizing array power output in high irradiance environments. Primary design consideration, 0.4 to 0.5% per degree Celsius. NASA documentation. 1965. NASA, engineers designing spacecraft solar arrays in 1965, understood that panel temperature management was as important as panel efficiency in determining real-world output. They designed thermal management into every spacecraft solar array, reflective surfaces, panel spacing, thermal coatings, because the physics of silicon temperature coefficient meant that an unmanaged array in direct sunlight would significantly underperform its rated capacity. The same physics applies to your rooftop panels. The same temperature coefficient appears on your panel's datasheet. The same thermal management principles that NASA applied to spacecraft solar arrays in 1965 apply to residential installations today. IEC 61215, the International Standard for Solar Panel Design Qualification, requires temperature coefficient measurement and publication as a mandatory specification parameter. Every certified panel sold anywhere in the world has a published temperature coefficient. Every installer who quotes your system output has access to that number. System output. Projection software used by every professional installer incorporates temperature derating based on local climate data and expected panel operating temperatures. Installers know the thermal derating. They model it in their software. They present output projections that already account for it, and present those projections without ever explaining that 15-20% of your panel's rated output is being consumed by heat during peak generation hours, or that passive thermal management partially recovers that loss. Why? Because explaining temperature coefficient derating opens a conversation about thermal management that leads to questions about rooftop surface treatment, panel mounting clearance, and airflow optimization, none of which generate installation revenue. A homeowner who understands temperature derating asks why their panels are mounted with 3 centimeter clearance instead of 15 centimeters. A homeowner who does not understand it simply monitors their system output and assumes the numbers are correct. Think about your system monitoring data on the hottest day last summer. Solar noon. Maximum irradiance, not a cloud in the sky. Your monitoring app shows 2,800 watts from a system your installer quoted as 3,400 watts rated output. You assumed it was the monitoring sensor. You assumed it was an inverter issue. You assumed the installer's projection was optimistic. It was none of those things. It was your panels operating at 68 megahertz on a dark rooftop in 35 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, 43 degrees above the standard test condition reference, producing exactly what silicon semiconductor physics dictates they produce at that temperature. Your installer's software calculated this. The output projection already included this derating. Nobody told you. The summer afternoon generation gap you have normalized. Every day between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., Your system produces measurably less than morning and evening generation rates suggest it should, not because of clouds, not because of dirt, but because peak irradiance and peak panel temperature coincide perfectly every hot afternoon. The panel surface you touched on a summer afternoon. Hot enough to be uncomfortable. That surface temperature is stealing your generation. Physics you can measure, partially address, and partially recover. For $3 of white paint and 30 minutes on a weekend morning. Here is exactly what to do, in order of impact, cost, and ease of implementation. Intervention. 1. Rooftop surface treatment, the $3 fix. What you need: white elastomeric roof coating or white masonry paint. Any hardware store. 1 liter, $3.6. Coverage, 4.6 square meters per liter at single coat application. Paint roller on extension pole. Safety harness if roof pitch exceeds 15 degrees. What to treat? The rooftop surface immediately around your panel array. The areas between panel rows, the surface at the downhill edge of the array, and any accessible surface within 1 meter of the array perimeter. You cannot treat under the panels themselves. Inaccessible after installation. Treat what you can reach. White elastomeric coating reflects 80-85% of solar radiation compared to 5 to 15% for typical dark roofing membrane. The treated surface radiates significantly less heat upward toward your panel undersides and into the air layer beneath the panels. Application. Clean the rooftop surface of debris and dust before application. Apply white coating with roller at manufacturer specified coverage rate. Single coat is sufficient for thermal benefit. This is not a waterproofing application requiring multiple coats. Allow to cure per manufacturer specification, typically 4 or 6 hours before foot traffic. Reapplication. Elastomeric roof coating weathers over 3 to 5 years. Reapply when surface loses bright white appearance. Annual cost averaged over application life, $0.60, $50. What to expect? 4 outage 8 exhaust panel operating temperature reduction during peak heat conditions. Output recovery, 1.6, 3.2% of rated output during peak generation hours. Annual generation improvement for a typical 5 kW system, 80 to 160 kWh per year recovered. Intervention 2, panel mounting clearance, free. If your panels are being newly installed or repositioned, specify minimum 10-15 cm clearance between panel underside and rooftop surface. Natural convection beneath panels, air entering at the lower edge, heating and exiting at the upper edge, provides continuous passive cooling that reduces panel operating temperature 5 to 1 tenders compared to flush-mounted panels. This is a zero-cost specification change on new installations. On existing flush-mounted installations, remounting with standoff spacers costs $8, $15 per panel in hardware plus labor, worth calculating against lifetime output recovery for your specific system. Intervention 3, east-west mounting orientation for flat roofs. On flat rooftops, east-west panel orientation at low tilt angles, 10-15 degrees, reduces peak panel temperature compared to south-facing high tilt configurations. Panels present less surface area perpendicular to peak solar noon irradiance, reducing peak heat absorption while maintaining good annual generation totals. This is a zero-cost design decision on new flat roof installations. Published research documents, 3/6 degrees lower peak operating temperatures in east-west configurations compared to south-facing on flat rooftops under equivalent irradiance conditions. Combined impact calculation, rooftop surface treatment, 4 to 8 degree temperature reduction, 1.6, 3.2% output recovery. Correct mounting clearance, 5-10 degree reduction, 2.0, 4.0% recovery. Combined passive thermal management, 6 tau and 12 degree panel temperature reduction, 2.4 or 4.8% of rated output recovered during peak heat hours. For a 5 kW residential system generating 7,000 kWh annually in a hot climate, 2.4 or 4.8% recovery, or 168, 336 kilowatts per year. At 0.13 kW, 2244 annual electricity value recovered. Over 25-year system lifespan, $550, $100 cumulative generation recovery from $3 of white paint and correct mounting specification. Cost comparison. Panel upgrade to higher efficiency panels. $800, $1,200 per panel replaced. Addresses base efficiency, not temperature derating. New panels have same temperature coefficient. Power optimizers for thermal derating compensation. $80, $150 per panel. Compensate electrically for thermal loss. Do not reduce the thermal loss itself. White roof coating around panel array, 3 to 15 total materials. Reduces thermal loss at source, permanent with periodic reapplication. Correct mounting clearance specification, $0 on new installation. Reduces thermal loss at source for 25-year system life. Dr. Sarah Chen, photovoltaic systems researcher, Arizona State University, published in Solar Energy Journal in 2019 as part of a multi-year rooftop thermal management study. We instrumented 12 residential solar installations in Phoenix with panel surface temperature sensors and high-resolution generation monitoring across 2 full summers. Panel operating temperatures on dark rooftops averaged 67.3 degrees during peak generation hours, 42.3 degrees above STC reference conditions. At measured temperature coefficients of 0.41% to degree C, this represented average peak hour derating of 17.3% below rated output. 6 installations received white elastomeric coating treatment on rooftop surface within the panel array perimeter. Treated installations showed mean panel temperature reduction of 5.8 degrees Celsius during peak hours, mean output improvement during peak generation hours, 2.4% of rated output. Annualized across the full generation profile, treated installations showed 1.8% higher annual generation than control installations. The treatment cost averaged $420 per installation in materials. The 25-year net present value of recovered generation at Arizona retail electricity rates exceeded $600 per installation. No installation in the study had received any explanation of temperature coefficient derating from the original installing contractor. NASA documented it in 1965. Silicon solar cell output decreases 0.5% per degree Celsius, above reference temperature, making thermal management a primary design consideration for any solar array in high irradiance environments. Primary design consideration on spacecraft. Unmentioned specification on residential rooftops. IEC 61215 requires every certified panel to publish its temperature coefficient. Because the standard's authors understood this number as fundamental to real-world performance prediction and must be disclosed. Disclosed on the datasheet, withheld from the homeowner's conversation. Dr. Sarah Chen measured it across 12 real Phoenix installations. 17.3% average peak hour derating, $420 of white coating recovering $600 of 25-year generation value, 0 installations where the original installer had explained the temperature coefficient to the homeowner. Every installer's output projection software calculates temperature derating using your local climate data and your panel's published temperature coefficient. The derating is in the model output is in the quote. The explanation is in neither. The solar panel upgrade market depends on homeowners attributing underperformance to panel age or quality, rather than to thermal physics that a $3 material partially addresses, and correct mounting specification eliminates for free. Optimizer pricing at $80, $150 per panel depends on presenting thermal derating as an electrical problem requiring electronic compensation, rather than a thermal problem that passive rooftop surface treatment addresses at the physical source for the cost of a tube of white paint. Installation contractor margin depends on homeowners never reading the temperature coefficient line on their panel datasheet, because a homeowner who reads that line asks why their dark rooftop surface is not treated, why their panels are mounted with 3 centimeter clearance, and why nobody mentioned that peak summer generation would be 17% below the rated output figure on the brochure. But 1965, NASA silicon semiconductor physics does not renegotiate with installer margin structures. Temperature coefficient of power does not care about panel upgrade pricing. And white elastomeric roof coating costs $3 whether the solar installation industry wants you applying it to your rooftop or not. If this changed how you look at the noon generation gap you normalized, the rated output figure your system has never actually reached on a hot summer day, or the installer who quoted your system output from software that calculated this derating and never mentioned it, subscribe to Dr. Ray and Lab and share this now. Every share puts 60 years of NASA photovoltaic thermal management science back in the hands of solar owners who were sold panel upgrades and optimizer installations for a thermal physics problem that white paint and correct mounting clearance addresses at the source. Next vault, the $2 compound that doubles your solar battery lifespan permanently. The same electrolyte conditioning chemistry industrial battery maintenance services charge $200 per battery to perform, documented in military battery field manuals since the 1970s, that the battery replacement industry buried because a battery that lasts 20 years is a battery they can never sell you again. Subscribe. The lab never closes. This is Dr. Ray and Lab. The science is yours.